Hello, everybody. Hi. It is Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. And I am coming to you from the beautiful state of Michigan. It's 67 degrees, and we're expecting a thunderstorm with high winds. So thank you so much for tuning in today. So I'm a little behind, a little frazzled because I lost my electricity and I was out for about an hour and I didn't know whether or not I'd be able to go live, but thank God the electricity came back on. But then I had to hurry up and get ready to go live. So a lot of people may not know, but to go live and everything, I don't have a studio. This is my kitchen. This is my home. So I have to put up a bunch of lights and I have to make sure that all the countertops are cleared and so that I can do my recipe, right? And today's recipe is a real simple drink. So there wasn't a lot of prep involved, but if I'm doing a recipe with vegetables and everything, I got to have all those, vegetables chopped up before I go live and everything. So there is a bit of prep that needs to be done ahead of time, just so you know. So today I am going to share with you a sweet drink, and it is a Roma Amazake Cappuccino. And so I personally have never had a cappuccino because I understand it has coffee in it. And I don't drink coffee. I'm not a fan of coffee. I adore tea. I drink tea all the time. But I want to share with you Amazake, the fermented natural sweetener that's made from brown rice. And I'm so excited because I'm able to get Amazake again now. There was a period of time where I wasn't getting it because the company that made Amazake went out of business a few years back. And I really hadn't found a good source to buy the Amazake from. I did make Amazake from scratch a couple times, and it's really delicious, but it's a very long process, and it just wasn't time efficient for me, being that I am a full-time chef, and this is what I do for a living. I have to pay my bills, which means I have to cook nonstop all the time. When I'm not teaching cooking classes, I am cooking. And so to make the naturally fermented Amazake, which is so absolutely delicious and sweet, it's a time-consuming process. And so I kind of gave up on my delicious Amazake for many, many years. And then I noticed that Natural Import Company down in North Carolina carries Amazake. It was probably on their order list for years, and I just didn't bother to notice because I'm always ordering from my food supply companies kind of the same thing over and over again, like my tamaris and my ume plum pastes and things like that. And so I got the Amazake, and I'm super excited to share it with you. In fact, I have an upcoming cooking class that I'm teaching next Thursday, March 27th. That's all Amazake recipes. And I'm going to share a little bit more about that with you here in a few minutes also. Okay. So the drink is pretty easy to make, and it's not very much involved. So I'm going to wait a few minutes to actually make the drink. Maybe we'll have a few more people joining us here that will be able to enjoy the recipe with me. And if you're just tuning in, please go ahead and say hi. Let me know where you're tuned in from. Hit that like button. And if you have a question, go ahead and ask a question. I can answer any question whatsoever, even if it's not on topic. And if you're watching this live video, the recorded version, because you didn't catch me when I was live, go ahead and ask a question because I will see the question and I will answer it for you. Just anybody who's new to my channel, I am Chef Valerie Wilson, and my business name is macroval.com, and that's my website. I am the author of 7 cookbooks now. I used to say 6, but just recently I get to say 7 cookbooks now. And I'm going to tell you about my new e-cookbook in a moment. I live in the beautiful state of Michigan, where I teach cooking classes, both in person and virtually. I've been teaching classes and been in business for 28 years. I eat organic, healthy, whole foods, and it's also vegan. So all of my recipes, are for a healthy lifestyle. But I also make my recipes easy, so they're not complicated. Because if you see a complicated recipe, guess what? You're not going to want to make it. And I want you to make my recipes, so I make them as simple as possible. And so when you turn into one of my live videos that I do on Facebook and YouTube, I usually try and do like twice a month, every other week, basically. I like to share other things that I learn about because I want to share things that I get excited about. And so many of you who have been following my channel or also subscribe to my Substack blog, you know that for over a year, I've been talking about Protect the Porkies, which is a movement up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which is my favorite place ever. That's where my earrings are, Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I go there as often as possible. It's a pristine wilderness with miles and miles of forest and woodlands, and it's beautiful. But they wanted to they're still working on putting a mine site right next to the beautiful Porcupine Mountains. Now, the Porcupine Mountains is a state park here in Michigan, and it actually was voted the most beautiful state park in the whole country a couple of years ago. And it's a vast, beautiful park that's just untamed wilderness for miles and miles and miles. You can go up there and you can hike for days. I've been up there many times. I've camped up there. And when you go camping up there, you better bring your hiking shoes and your backpack, because that's what I did the whole time I camped up there. We had a base camp right at the campground. And then, we went hiking every day, which was awesome. Thoroughly enjoyed that. So anyways, they proposed they want to build this mine site right next to the beautiful Porcupine Mountains, which would basically ruin the pristine beauty of it, not to mention environmental impacts. They've already clear cut a large portion up there where they're planning to build this mine. And last year in August, I was up there on vacation and I went and met Tom. And Tom is the man who is the forefront. He created Protect the Porkies, and he's got this incredible movement going now where we're going to save the Porcupine Mountains because we're going to stop this mine from going in. And so Tom has been updating us all year long about what's been going on. And then I've been sharing the information to anybody and everybody who can hear me. When you attend one of my cooking classes, I always tell you about it. And my lives, I tell you about it. Now, there's a link in the video, read below, or if you're on YouTube, or read above if you're on Facebook, Protect the Porkies, you can go to their website. But I wanted to share with you something really cool that Tom and his wife Sol have put together. It's a book. They came out with a book, and his wife Sol is an artist, and I was just so impressed with this book. I mean, the artwork in it is just breathtakingly beautiful. And the whole concept is so cool. And it's about nature and connecting with nature. And it's the journey of their dog. It's, that's the main character, their dog. And he is out and about, from my understanding. I haven't read it yet because they're working on publishing it. He's talking to the wolves, which I'm like, oh, I just absolutely love this. I adore this. So let me share the screen right now with you. I want to show you this. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Reynard the house wolf. So look at this. This is their dog. Now, the idea here is that in order for them to publish this amazingly beautiful book that they've been working on for 4 years, they need money. And so they do have a fundraiser going on right now where they're raising funds. And that's what this page is right here. And here's the story. Look at this. Reynard the house wolf is a celebration of wildness within and without. It tells the story of Reynard, an unsuspecting suburban dog who watches TV one night and dares to howl along with the wild wolf on the screen. Summoned by his howling, the wolf visits in a dream and beckons Reynard to forsake his cozy bed and ever replenishing dog food bowl to seek out the real nature channel. The next morning, as his human servant, I love that, his human servant is bringing in the groceries, the front door swings wide and the questions howl in his dog's soul. Will he or won't he? Look at this. Look at this artwork. It's just so beautiful. I just love the premise of this. But finding the nature channel is not as simple as our hero hopes. First, he must navigate raunchous roads and tail flattening squirrels, slink past city dumpsters, raccoons, running junk food con jobs, answer riddles from sewer alligators, befriend eagles nesting in cell towers, rescue seals battling plastic bags, save a couple black-footed ferrets from extinction, help an escaped farm pig reconnect with his inner warthog, and many more. Reynard's quest is entertaining, but it will also inspire readers to reflect on issues such as habitat fragmentation, pollution, civilization sprawl, mining, and other important ecological topics. I love this. I absolutely love this concept. Look at this picture. Look at this beautiful picture. Okay. And then look at the way the words are framed in here. I mean, the first time I saw this, I just fell in love with it. By the end, it will be clear Reynard is all of us, with 2 paws in the city, 2 paws in the forest, and snout ever pointed towards the horizon. I love that. I love that. Here's the project. Look at this. Look at this picture. In the scenes. Look at the color. Look at the color in here. So here's the book. The first edition is going to be hardcover. Okay, here's Soul, the beautiful artist that did the book. And there's the actual dog. How adorable. Who is this book for? Well, I say this book is for everybody because I'm excited about it, and I'm not a kid. A parent to read to his son or daughter, an older kid, people who love art books and poetry, absolutely anyone of any age who wants to follow an awesome dog odyssey. Yes. And anybody who cares about the environment and loves the woods and the forests and loves animals. Yes. So I am so happy to share this information with you guys. And if you have even $1 or whatever, you could contribute to this. Now, I didn't get a chance to post a link to this website where the book is in the show notes, but I can go in and edit after I go live. But if you go to this website and you click on this button, there's a video of Tom and Soul talking about it that you really have to see. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to stop screen sharing. Hold on. I'm going to go to Facebook and I'm going to copy and paste the link to the book there. But again, I'm going to I'll put it in the show notes when I can edit after also, because I just want people to know. Oh, I put the link in YouTube, but YouTube doesn't like links in their comment section. I forgot about that. So, all right, hold on. I'm going to stop screen sharing. So that's what Tom from Protect the Porkies is up to. But if you have not visited the website, Protect the Porkies, you definitely have to go there. I thought I had saved that one too. Share screen. No, hold on. Here we go. Share screen. So you can go to Protect the Porkies and find out more about what I'm talking about, how to protect the beautiful Porcupine Mountains. This is the homepage. 10 reasons to protect the Porkies, stand with Superior and stop Copperwood. Copperwood is the name of the company of the mining. And then you can take action. This is what I want you to do. I want you to click on take action and sign and share the petition. Okay. That's what you need to do, please, if you get a chance. So stop screen sharing. All right. All right. Let's make this Roma Amazake Cappuccino. Boy, that's a mouthful, isn't it? All right. If you just tuned in, go ahead and say hi. Let me know where you're tuned in from. Always nice to hear from people who are tuned into the feed. All right. So now you're asking, like, what is Amazake? Well, first of all, the one I got, the one I have, the one I am getting, I have proper English here, is got some Oriental writing on it, but the back has the English, and it's fermented rice. That's right. It's made from brown rice that's fermented. I mean, it's that easy. It's a particular type. They usually use sweet brown rice, and sweet brown rice is what is used to make another one of my favorite foods, mochi. Now, I do make mochi from scratch, and I adore mochi. But this is brown rice and the rice called koji. Koji is fermented rice. And so this is basically a fermented beverage. And when they ferment it, it becomes very sweet. All right. And so it's a natural sweetener. So let's measure out the ingredients for the dish. And I can tell you a little bit more about it. All right. So we're just going to make our Roma Cappuccino here. I think I'm going to do a double batch just because I think it's fun and I want to do a double batch. So guess where the recipe comes from? Perceptions in Healthy Cooking, my first cookbook, which is pink. And it's page 92. And we want 3/4 of a cup of a rice beverage, a 1/4 cup of Amazake. Okay. So I'm going to use my rice beverage. It's my favorite. I got to shake it up, though, because it's a new one. All right, let's just shake it up. You can use whatever favorite non-dairy beverage you like. There's so many out there now. I know people are like talking about, I don't know, oat, almond. You could use a soy. I love soy beverages with the high protein content, but soy beverages are not going to be as sweet. The rice one is a nice sweet one. Oat milk is usually a nice sweet one. I would go with a sweet one because you want the Roma Cappuccino to be sweet too. The Amazake is going to give you sweetness, yes, but if you could complement it with another that has another layer of sweetness, that would be great. So I'm going to cut open the Amazake, and again, I'm gonna double the recipe just for fun because I want to have twice as much. So I'm going to get a 1/2 cup. Now look how thick this is. See how it pours out? See how that pours out? It's a thick, malted like beverage. That's Amazake. 1/2 cup of the beautiful thick Amazake. So go 1/2 cup. All right. And then it said 3/4 of a cup of the rice. When the carton is just brand new and you pour it, a lot of times it's tricky and I end up spilling it, which I don't like. So there's 3/4. And there's another 3/4. Okay. Make sure we get all that delicious sweetness out of the measuring cup. And then we have Roma coffee substitute. Have you guys had Roma before? What do you think of Roma? I have to look back on, I think it's 2 teaspoons we want. Hold on. Two teaspoons, and I'm doubling it, so I'm going to go for 4. So this is not gluten-free. Anybody who is eating or living a gluten-free lifestyle, this is made from roasted barley and roasted chicory and roasted rye. But it gives you the bitter coffee-like flavor. That's what it does. It's little granules, all right? All right, so we got 4 teaspoons of Roma. And last but not least, we have a couple pinches of cinnamon. We can add more cinnamon after it starts to cook, okay? Pinch. All right, we'll go a pinch of cinnamon. I'm going to set this. I'm going to put this on the stove over here and start heating it up. All right. All right. So while that's heating up, Amazake, I tell you a little bit more about it. So because it's made from brown rice, and if you've attended any of my cooking classes, you know how much I go on and on about the health benefits of brown rice. Complex carbohydrate, full of vitamins such as B vitamins, which help your body deal with stress, antioxidants such as vitamin E, which is a natural antioxidant. And it is a complex carbohydrate, which means it gets digested slowly. It does not spike your blood sugar level. That's brown rice. Complex carbohydrates give you energy, long, sustainable energy to last throughout the day. That's what you want in order to have lots of energy. Complex carbohydrates, whole grains. Now, eating whole brown rice is different than drinking the Amazake, because whole brown rice has more texture to it. It's got more fiber to it, and it's not as sweet as the fermented rice, okay? So brown rice is a more whole food that is more energetically compatible with you. But as sweeteners go, because Amazake is made with brown rice, energetically it's compatible with you because it's a complex carbohydrate and it's going to get digested very slowly. Okay, so it doesn't mess with your metabolism. It doesn't mess with your blood sugar issues. It gets digested very slowly because it's a complex carbohydrate. The sugar that's in Amazake is the same that's in brown rice syrup, which is my preferred sweetener for all my desserts. And it's maltose, maltose. Maltose comes from whole grain sweeteners. And again, it will never spike your blood sugar level. The difference in the sugars is there's sucrose, white refined sugar, spikes your blood sugar level. We don't want. There's fructose, that if you're eating the whole fruit where you're getting the fiber, the fructose is okay for your body. But if you refine and process something and you get high fructose content, such as high fructose corn syrup or agave, which is even higher in fructose than high fructose corn syrup, that's not going to be your body's not going to be very happy eating those sweeteners. They're intensely sweet. They mess with your taste buds too, so you can't properly taste things, and you think everything should be intensely sweet if you're eating intensely sweet things. But they also wreak havoc with all the organs in your body. So that's sucrose and fructose, right? So if we can eat things that are sweetened with maltose, less reactive on the body, more compatible energetically with the energy of who we are, it's not going to mess with our blood sugar It's not going to disrupt our metabolism. It's going to be more compatible energetically with us. Now, as it is starting to heat up, we can take a whisk to it so that we can break down that Roma. There we go. We're just going to whisk it very gently. Whisk it. I don't know, like I said at the beginning of the video, I've never had a Roma Cappuccino. If you're watching the video, maybe you could comment and let me know, have you had one? I understand they're intensely sweet, which is probably another reason why I've never had one. I'm not a fan of intensely sweet things. In fact, since I stopped eating sugar over 30 years ago, my tolerance for sweetness is not very high, and I don't like intensely sweet things. I prefer mellow sweet things. Now the Amazake though does have a nice amount of sweetness to it. Oh, that is so good. Oh, wow. Oh, that is so good. Oh, that is so good. The sweetness of the Amazake, but you've got the bitterness, like the coffee flavor. Yum. That is so good. I've made kind of a mess here. Splashing all over the place. It didn't take long. You see how quick that was? Roma Cappuccino. There it is. That's very hot. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, wow, is that good? That's really good. And it's so easy, right? You're probably going to ask me, like, where can you get Amazake? Well, I said earlier in the video, I'm ordering it from Natural Import Company down in North Carolina. And you can just type in the search bar, Natural Import Company, and it'll pop up for you. And they sell a lot of the ingredients that I use, the ume plum paste, the ume vinegar, brown rice vinegar, things like that. That's what they sell. It's just, yeah, it's well worth it. Now, the company that used to make Amazake and used to make mochi was called Renaissance. They went out of business a while back, like I said. And so I'm so excited I'm able to get the Amazake again. And not tomorrow, but next Thursday, the 27th, I'm going to teach an Amazake cooking class. We are not making Amazake from scratch. It's a very long process where you have to let the rice and the koji ferment for a couple days. So no, I'm not making Amazake from scratch. I'm going to teach you some recipes to use the Amazake, all right? So let me show you. I have one of them in the freezer because I don't want it to melt. Amazake ice cream. Yes, Amazake ice cream. Creamy, rich ice cream, right? And then I also made Amazake pudding. This is a really good one. Nice and creamy. And Amazake hot chocolate. It's got a little bit of vegan mini marshmallows in it, but this is Amazake hot chocolate. This is probably the best hot chocolate I've ever had. It's rich and thick, and it's just so creamy. I love it. Now, this class is virtual class. That means no matter where you live, you can attend. It's Thursday from, is it 6 or 6:30? I think it's, hold on, screen share. This is my website, and we click here for the cooking class page. There it is. 6 to 7:30. Thank you. Eastern time. Sometimes I start my classes at 6:30, but This one is next Thursday. So you get the recipes ahead of time. And if there's enough time, you could buy the Amazake and you could cook along with me. A lot of people like doing that. And it's a virtual cooking class. And so it's in real time. You can ask me questions. A lot of fun. The classes are a lot of fun when we cook together, when we get together with like-minded people and have a really nice discussion. So if you're interested in the class, you go to my website, macroval.com, and you sign up for it. Okay? Stop screen sharing. All right. Yeah. So that is what I'm teaching. The Amazake ice cream. Yum. Amazake hot chocolate. And the Amazake pudding. Let's have another sip of that Amazake Roma Cappuccino. Oh, that is so good. Hi, David. David Larson tuned in. Thank you so much for tuning in, David. Greatly appreciate it. We made Roma Cappuccino. That's very yummy. I want to tell you about my new cookbook. Cookbook number 7 for me. And it's my first e-cookbook. A couple years ago, I didn't even know what an e-cookbook was. Did you guys know what an e-cookbook was? I didn't. Now I've come out with one. And so, an e-cookbook is a digital download. It's in the form of a PDF. So you purchase it and then you get sent the link. And if you are, if you like, I don't know what the word is, but if you like your computer or your phone or whatever, you can just pull up the cookbook there and you'll have access to it all the time. Or if you want, now what I did is I printed the cookbook. Look, you can print it and then you have the cookbook right here for you. So that's pretty cool. And then what's really cool is a normal cookbook is this size, right? But if you print it, you get nice big pages. And there's plenty of room to take notes when you make the recipes and everything. So this is the e-cookbook, and it's sensational, sublime sea vegetables. The cookbook is all about sea vegetables. What do you think? Have you had sea vegetables? Many people have never even had sea vegetables. Or if they're, want to start eating healthy, one of the things that kind of tricks them up is sea vegetables because they don't know what to do with them. They hear about them. They're the most nutrient-dense food on the planet. High in minerals and trace minerals, high in vitamin C, high in iron, high in calcium. They're plant-like. They grow in the ocean. And all of our ancestors for a long, long time have been eating sea vegetables because they knew they were nutrient-dense. However, we don't know what to do with them, right? So I've created my cookbook. It goes all the way from savory, beautiful, vegetable dishes with brown rice to soups and salads. And there's even desserts in here. Thank you, David. David said, have a great evening, Valerie. Thank you, David. Thanks for tuning in. You have a great evening, too. So I cover wakame, kombu, nori, arame, and agar flakes. All of those are in the cookbook. Let's see here. I can show you some of the really cool recipes in here. I have some standard macrobiotic recipes that you'll find in a lot of macrobiotic books, but I have my own twist and my own, unique take on them, such as miso soup. I have an arame and corn dish, pretty traditional macro recipe. I have nashimi vegetables made with kombu. And here is sushi, brown rice nori rolls. I make those quite often. step-by-step instructions on how to make them. And also this unique new nori roll that I created, and the filling is millet and tempeh. That's pretty cool. I have desserts in here like chocolate walnut raisin nori candies. I have chocolate chip nori cookies. These are one of my favorite chocolate chip nori cookies. Yeah, really good stuff. Yakinabe. Yakinabe is a traditional dish made with kombu and tofu. All right. So all those recipes are in the new cookbook, my first e-cookbook, and you can get that on the website, macroval.com. Screen share. Yeah, so if you go to my website, look on the homepage, here is my new vegan e-cookbook. You click here and it tells you a little bit about it. It's $13.99. Here's some recipes. This is sweet and sour burdock and lotus root over brown rice. This is the peanut butter dulse hiking treat. That's one of everybody's favorite. The yakinabe I mentioned, miso soup, chocolate and vanilla pudding that you swirl together. And we have a pressed salad with wakame, and we have muffins that I put dulse in with jam in the middle. So then you can get the new cookbook right there. Also on my website is Recipe of the Month. Click on Recipe of the Month, and oh, look, it's Roma Cappuccino, what we just made. There's the recipe for you. This is so good. This is, oh my God, this is so good. Stop screen sharing. Okay. I might have the whole thing drank by the end of the video. All right, so that is the new e-cookbook, cookbook number 7, but my first e-cookbook. All right. Some other things I wanted to share with you is Save Our Ostriches. So I've been talking about this the last couple lives I've been doing also. Have you heard about this? 400 beautiful ostriches in British Columbia, Canada, are still under threat of being killed, all of them, because the possibility that they might have had bird flu over a month ago. It's incredibly just heartbreaking when you hear what is going on with these ostriches. Some of these ostriches are 20 or 30 years old. They've been on the same farm all that time. And the people who have raised them, these ostriches are like their children, right? They've been in quarantine for, I think, 70 some days, 60 or 70 days with no sickness, no illness whatsoever. So these birds obviously have immunity to whatever's going on. Let's share the screen. So you want to go to Save Our Ostriches. Here it is, Save Our Ostriches, their website. It's not over. The ostriches are not yet safe. Now, this is a timeline of what's going on, and the Canadian government is just over the top with their rules and regulations, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. The movement Save Our Ostriches went from absolutely nothing at the end of January to now having hats and shirts to save these beautiful ostriches. Here's Frank and here's Anna, 2 of the ostriches. And here are some videos. Now, Children's Health Defense, Polly Tommy interviewed the farmers from Save Our Ostriches. I was so excited. I watched Children's Health Defense every single morning at 10 a.m. And so they interviewed them. This is a really good interview right here. This was March 11th, which is only 8 days ago. And the owner's daughter, she tells the whole story from the beginning to the end. So if you have not been following this and you want to know what's going on, this is a video you want to watch. Tells the whole story from beginning to end. Now you can send a donation if you would like, or what you can do is you can send a letter. Sending a letter is absolutely free, and you fill it out and you tell them how absolutely appalled you are at the killing of these ostriches, and that's what you can do. There's a book fundraiser going on too. Boy, there's a lot of stuff to sample letters, contact the government, contact media. So anything that they can do to get the word out, because the more people that know about it, the more that they know that this is an absolute, just terrible, absolute terrible thing that needs to be stopped. And so that's Save Our Ostriches. I wanted to share that with you. And also, I wanted to share something else that I have been listening to lately that I've been telling everybody about. And people maybe have gotten tired of me talking about it, but have you heard of the telepathy tapes? It was a podcast, and it was like one of the number one podcasts ever. I didn't discover it on podcast. I discovered it on YouTube, where they posted the videos, and you can listen to the videos. Telepathy tapes is Kai Dickens interviewing parents whose children are autistic, nonverbal autistic, and finding out that these children, who are now adults, are learning how to speak with speller boards, which I found out when the movie Spellers came out, which I absolutely love that movie too, to be able to communicate with these incredibly intelligent individuals. Now these spellers are communicating, and they're letting everybody know that they can read their thoughts and they're telepathic and they know exactly what's going on. It's really something. I can't tell you how many times I cried listening to these telepathy tapes. Oh my God. It's absolutely just beautiful that these people are communicating with us now and telling us what's going on in the whole story. But the fact that they're able to not only read thoughts, they can travel anywhere at any time. They're able to communicate with other autistic people in other states, other countries, all over the world. They can communicate with them. This goes way beyond telepathy. They can talk to people who are on the other side. It's amazing. And when they do tests to see the telepathic capability of these autistic adults, they are 100% accurate. Never have they failed. 100% accurate. It's amazing. I absolutely love these tapes. I've actually gone through, here it is, the telepathy tapes on YouTube. Just type in the telepathy tapes. I've actually listened to all, 10 episodes of the telepathy tapes, and I'm now watching these talk tracks, which are additional interviews and things like that couldn't fit into the telepathy tapes. Yeah, the telepathy tapes. I don't think that there's anything as a coincidence. And look at the color of the telepathy tapes. They're pink. Color of unconditional love. I just love that. Stop screen sharing. All right. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. I wanted to share with you the book, Renard, about the Tom and Soul's dog. And I want you to check that out because that's amazing. Protect the Porkies. Make sure that you sign up for their email too. Save Our Ostriches. And I wanted to tell you about my new cookbook, Sensational Sublime Sea Vegetables, my first e-cookbook. Super excited about that. And also, we made the delicious Roma Cappuccino today. Told you all about Amazake, so you can go to Natural Import Company and get some. Yeah, that's really good. Next Thursday, March 27th, sign up for the Amazake cooking class. We're making Amazake ice cream, Amazake pudding, and Amazake hot chocolate. So we're going from one extreme to the other. Frozen ice cream and hot chocolate. But we're in a transitional time right now. We're in March. We're going from cold, cold winter to hot summer. We're not quite in spring yet, but we can be considered spring, I guess. We're in transitional time, so we can go from hot chocolate to ice cream, all in one cooking class. So that'll be fun. So thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you watching the video. Any interaction, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate that. Comment on the video. If you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And take a look at some of the recent videos that I posted. I did some recipes out of my new sea vegetable cookbook. So go back through the videos and you can see me making a few of the recipes out of the new cookbook on my YouTube channel too. All right, so I'm going to sign off now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. For now, get in the kitchen and cook healthy.